We're headed into the waters. Oh, it's cold.
It's not cold.
I think it's cold.
Welcome to another video on Mad Over Exploring. Today we are at Key West and visiting one of the most secluded national parks on the East Coast. It's none other than the Dry Tortugas.
This national park is not as easy to get to as most of the other national parks in this country. Dry Tortugas is located 70 miles west of Key West, and we'll be taking the National Park ferry by Yankee Freedom down to Fort Jefferson. So we'll be taking you along this ferry and showing you all the things you need to know to enjoy a wonderful day at the Dry Tortugas National Park. Let's go!
First off, everyone should have a boarding pass.
The check-in was pretty smooth. The tickets cost about $190 and it includes the entrance fee to the national park, which is $15. But if you have this annual national park, then they'll be happy to refund $15 back to you. Excited?
Very. Why can't we just go digital? We'll save so many trees. Good morning.
Welcome aboard.
Good morning.
sir.
We have the largest single mast sloop sailboat in the world. We're going viral right now.
So what do we have in here?
So we have one yogurt, a bagel, and cream cheese. That's our breakfast. Ready to get your stamp for the last national park on the East Coast?
Yes, this is the one I've been most excited for. Let's go!
You guys made it. At one point in time, there was 2,000 people that were living right here. Now, not only is it the third largest, but it is the most powerful fort the U.S. military built back then. So this was designed to house about 450 cannons with 360-degree coverage that will fire cannonballs up to 450 pounds that would have decimated anything at that time within a 3-mile range.
At about 11 a.m. there was a brief talk for about 15 minutes describing the origins of this fort, which was pretty interesting. So we definitely recommend you to sit for that.
You can choose to take the extended tour or you can have your own self-guided tour. We are on top of the fort and the view from here is so gorgeous. From here you can even spot some of the cannons that they placed on the fort.
So they had some meat options, but we got the veggie sandwich. Doesn't look that appetizing, but we're gonna give it a shot. With that we also had some lemonade or tea and some chips.
Some of our beach essentials that we try to carry with us as much as we can is a nice beach mat, water shoes, and of course plenty of water. If you are looking forward to snorkel here, you will be provided with fins, a mask, and snorkel. If you aren't confident about floating, ask for a buoyancy vest like that one and carry a flotation noodle like this one. It'll make your snorkeling experience all the more easier. Can't wait to get in there. This is the North Beach, and that's the view of the fort from here. There are plenty of discoloration around here, which means that there are awesome reefs to discover. We are at the South Beach right now, where you can snorkel right along this wall and find some really cool corals.
Snorkeling here at Dry Tortugas is very different than any other reef because the corals are right on the edges of the walls. We saw so many corals, jellyfishes all along the wall, and that was quite different than what we've done ever before.
This wasn't as great as North Beach, but it was pretty nice to see different fishes over here. How was your experience, Sankesh?
It was amazing. I like going far out more than the North Beach, but the North Beach definitely had some more fishes to see, bigger ones compared to this side.
Look at those birds. It looks so cool.
There are also some campsites here. The permit sells off way in advance. If you're planning to do that, look up all the details on the website and book ahead in advance.
Make sure to come back to the dock to take a freshwater shower to rinse off all the sand and get ready for the rest of your day at Key West.
We got back to Key West now.
So here are some essential tips. Number 1, make sure to check in as early as possible.
So the number on your boarding pass will decide when you'll be getting in. 1 to 25 go first, 25 to 50 next, and so on. So that number is decisive on the seat that you'll be able to choose. Especially during this pandemic, it's a very important decision to make.
Secondly, make sure to grab enough water for your trip, as water is only complimentary during lunchtime.
Number 3, if you are prone to motion sickness or seasickness, definitely get some medicines beforehand.
And lastly, make sure to get enough rest because it's a pretty long day with almost 4 hours of journey on the boat, and it could be pretty exhausting by the end of the day.
Hope you enjoyed our visit to the most remote and secluded national park on the East Coast. We hope our tips will help you plan an enjoyable day over there.
Make sure to leave a comment about any other national parks that you would like us to visit, especially the ones that are not easily accessible. We would love to get more stamps on our national park passport.
Stay tuned for our next video where we'll be showing you the best ways to enjoy Key West. I'm Sankesh,
And I'm Chaitra.
and I'm sure you know by now we are mad over exploring.